Alright, since I did In Flames a few months ago, now we're gonna do Dark Tranquillity. Alright, since those two bands have a lot in common, why not Dark Tranquillity? Anyways, what the fuck is up, everyone? Prison Meddler here, back with a Ranking Every Album series. As you may know, we are officially ranking Dark Tranquillity. As you may know, Dark Tranquillity, they're one of the bigger influential bands in the melodeath genre, along with bands like In Flames, Arch Enemy, At the Gates, Children of Bodom, Amon Amarth, many others. And yeah, guys, I had to revisit every single discography. I haven't even listened to their last two albums until recently, so that should be exciting. So can't wait to hear can't wait to hear my thoughts on that. I just listened to their last two albums for the first time recently, just so you know. So yeah, guys, I have to go through every single album by Dark Tranquillity. So, officially giving out my reviews. As per usual with my other Ranking Every Album series, I am not interested in EPs, compilations, demos, re-recorded, live albums, cover albums, or anything released by solo or side projects. I am only reviewing their full-length studio albums of original materials only that is made by Dark Tranquillity. I give each album a score out of 5 in order of release, with 0 being the worst and 5 being the best. So, yeah, guys, and this is going to be a longer video because there is 13 albums in total. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. Alrighty, starting up we got is the debut album, Sky Dancer, released August 30th, 1993, off of Spine Farm Records. And I don't know what else to say with this record. This is the band's only album with Anders Frieden, who would later be in Flames. Fun fact, the vocalist from Dark Tranquillity, Michael Stein, did In Flames' debut album as well, Lunar Strain. And after that, the band swapped vocalists. So yeah, this is the band's only album with Anders Frieden. After this album, he moved to In Flames. So even though Michael Stein did guitar on this album, so I have to say the songwriting is great. I do like this progression throughout this album. I do like the folk elements as well, but the production in this album is just really fucking bad. I just don't like this production, but it did have some really great cuts on this album. Like, I did dug the opening track, Nightfall by the Shore of Time, Crimson Wind, A Bolt of Blazing Gold is a great fucking song. I'm not gonna lie, I dug that song. I do like the Shadow Dew track with Anders Frieden and the guitarist Nicholas Sundin. So, yeah, guys, just a fun fact. This album has Anders Frieden. In Flames studio album had Michael Stein. Band swapped vocals, so... But there's a few filler songs, like maybe the song through Ebony Arcways is just a full ballad track, which is kind of filler. But, yeah, guys, I'm just not digging the production, to be quite honest with you. The mixing is really bad. But the songwriting is great. The lyrics are great. I do like this progression sound through each song, especially the longer songs. But, yeah, I like Lunar Strain better, so I'm going to go for a 2.5 out of 5. The reason why I didn't give this higher is because of the awful production. So, if the production is a lot better, then this album could be a 3.5 out of 5 or so. So, yeah, 2.5 out of 5. Hate the production. It sucked. Alright, guys. Next up we got is The Gallery, released November 27, 1999, off of Osmos Records. And, yes, guys, we officially went to the point where I think this is their best album to date. As you know, this is their first album with Michael Stein from vocalist, as Anders Frieden moved to In Flames. Michael Stein moved from In Flames to Dark Tranquillity. Well, kinda. I mean, he did guitar from their last album, so he moved to vocalist for this album. So, as you may know, guys, this is a very influential album in the melodeath scene. Definitely one of the most iconic 3 albums in the Gothenburg scene, along with At the Gates, Slaughter of the Soul, and In Flames, The Jester Race. I mean, it's got some really influential tracks. I mean, it's got a very heavy track from Punish My Heaven. Let's talk about the song Letha. That song is one of my favorites from Dark Tranquillity. One of my favorite metal songs of all time. Like, I fucking love the song Letha. Sky Dancer was total dog shit compared to the Gallery. Like, I'm not saying Skydancer was terrible or anything, but compared to the Gallery, Skydancer was total shit. And next album, they just made it a lot better. Like, I feel like that's how it should have sounded the debut album. Like, there's a lot of, like, it sounded a lot more technical, too, with certain songs, like, The Emptiness from Which I Fed has a really technical melodies throughout the tracks. And as for the Gallery, it's definitely one of the most melodic tracks on the album. I do like this female vocals, the clean vocals she did. I mean, there's a few clean vocals here and there, but not from Michael. It's mainly from a female vocalist. I don't know who sung it, so she was phenomenal in those tracks. Like, whoever she is, she fits perfectly in these transitions of what, I don't know how to call it, but she fits perfectly. Mainly those folk elements throughout the sections of the songs, I should say. So, yeah, guys, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I love every single track from start to finish, even the instrumental track. Mine is the Grandier, which is basically the intro of a melancholy burning. So yeah, guys, I can't tell which album I like better, that or the Jester Race. This is really hard. I may have to revisit Slaughter of the Soul. So originally, I was gonna give Gallery a 4.5 out of 5, but coming back to these songs and reimagining, I mean, it has the best vocals from Michael Stein, to be honest with you. I just love the technical guitar sound. It's obviously their heaviest album by far. So fuck it, I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5. I think this is flat out perfect. I think this is just as good as Jester Race, in my opinion. So, yeah, one of my favorite metal albums of 1995. If you're a metalhead and you haven't listened to this album, you need to check this album out. Like, this album is fucking perfect from start to finish. I mean, there's no Dark Tranquillity album better than that. This is easily their best album. This is no debate here. Alright, next up we got is The Mind's Eye, released April 21st, 1997, off of Osmos Records. Now, if you're gonna say that I'm gonna compare this to fucking Oracle or some shit like that, you're wrong. No. We're not comparing albums with In Flames. This is a Dark Tranquillity video, not Dark Tranquillity versus In Flames. But anyway, as with this album, it's good. I'll say it's good. Definitely nowhere near as strong as The Gallery, but I dig the album. I mean, it's got really great production. I really like the riffs. It's got, I mean, Michael Stein still has the great vocals as well, but compared to The Gallery, it's kind of weak. But I'm not saying it's bad. There's no bad songs on there. Maybe a little bit of filler, like mainly the shorter tracks on the album, like maybe from 4 to 6 tracks, but the rest I actually really dug. So, I mean, the album did have shit tons of solid cuts, like Dreamlord Degenerate, Zod the Jackal Light. Zod the Jackal Light has like a really thrashy sound to it. Head On features Anders Frieden, who is from In Flames. Like, they fired him, they're like, hey, we want to make some shit up with you. Let's make amends. No hard feelings. Would you like to be a guest vocalist for this song? Whatever. So yeah, it features Anders Frieden as well, who is currently in Flames. And it also introduces the keyboard synthesizer stuff on there with such tracks like Still Moving, Sinus. Okay, Insanities, Crescendo. Amazing fucking song. I actually do like that song. Okay, I take back on the filler called Sky Rage and Roses. I actually like that song. I like the thrashy elements on there. It's mainly track 5 and 6 I kind of find a bit filler, but everything else is just great. Really great album. There's less clean vocals. Mainly, again, the only clean vocals it has is Insanities, Crescendo, which has a female vocalist. I think it's the same vocalist from their last album, The Gallery. So, yeah, guys, it has a little bit more of a thrashier tone. It's more high tempo than their last album, but not as quite as technical. So, I'm gonna go for a strong 3.5 out of 5. Maybe leaning towards a 4, mainly because of the 2 filler tracks, but everything else is just great, so I'm gonna have to give this a very strong 3.5 out of 5 here. Alrighty, next up we got is Projector, released August 10th, 1999, off of Centra Media Records. Now, this album has a lot of changes. This has more of this more gothic approach. It has more clean vocals. The first time to have Michael Stein on clean vocals. That's more of a radio-friendly song, but they still kept the consistency of the Melodeath sound as usual. Like, there's a lot of great cuts, like, There's a great song, I do like Free Card. Neither Novas is a great underrated track, I kind of like this melodic tone to it, really great solo as well. I understand a lot of people don't like this album. Me, I dug it. I mean, I do like Michael Staine's Peter Steele sounding vocals. It kind of sounds like Typo Negative a bit at times with his vocals. But there's a few songs I quite kind of don't dig. Like, I'm not a fan of the song Auctioned, even though, not just because there's no harsh vocals in it, like, it's just kind of filler to me, but, although I do dug a lot of songs, like, To a Bitter Halt is good and such like that. So, yeah, it adds more introduction of this piano, cleanboards, electronics. I think this is the last album to have, Fredrik Johansson on guitars until his death in 2022. So, yeah, guys, I can see why many people hate it. Some people may put this as their worst album, which I can somewhat see why, but for me, I thought it's enjoyable. It's a listen, so I don't know what else to say except it has a massive change in this album, but I'm not really complaining much. So, yeah, I mean, this album could be a gateway to new listeners of Dark Tranquillity, I guess, so I'm not sure if this is a start for y'all or whatever. So as for me personally, I somewhat enjoyed it for the most part, so I'll go for a 3 to 5. I think its album is pretty decent. It may not be the sound that I want from Dark Tranquillity, but I think it's a listen. Check it out, why not? Alrighty, next up we got is Haven, released July 25th, 2000 off of Central Media Records, and this album, it's alright. I mean, it's very simplistic and it's pretty rushed too. I expect the fact that the album came out less than a year after Projector, but then again, I don't know. I mean, my main complaint about this album is I'm not a fan of this industrial sound approach to it. Like, a lot of it kind of sounds a bit like Rammstein a bit. But they still kept the Melodeath session, but I'm not a fan of this, this Rammstein influence approach to it. I don't know why I compare this to Rammstein. But it has some solid cuts. Like, I do like The Wonders at Your Feet. Not Built to Last is a great song. I do like Feast of Burden and such like that, but I don't know. I mean, it's a bit polished. It's probably their most simplistic record to date by far. Am I saying it's a terrible album? Absolutely not. But I don't know. I mean, I read some ranking, and a lot of people put this as their worst, and I can somewhat see why. It's definitely low when it comes to my ranking, but I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty critical of this. I can see why. Nicholas Sutton said that this is their worst album, and I can somewhat see why. I mean, there's plenty of filler tracks, but there's some solid cuts too. I mean, I do like the song Empty or Still, great track. I do like Rundown as well, but everything else I thought was fine. I mean, I don't know. I can't take this Rammstein sound approach seriously, so yeah, I'll go for 2.5 to 5. It's a little silly, I guess. I don't know why, but I just don't like this Rammstein vocals sound with this Michael Staine with this spoken word approach thing. I just kind of can't take it seriously at times, but I can say it could be a guilty pleasure to some. I don't know. It's just me though. I don't know what else can say about it. So there's that. Alright, next up we got is Damage Done, released July 22nd, 2002 off of Citra Media Records, and this is a massive step up from their last two albums. This definitely brought back their Melodeath approach. Kind of has more of like its classic style to it. I do like this keyboard sound approach. It definitely fits well with the album. Really solid tracks like Final Resistance, Hours Past in Exile, Format C for Cortex. I really dug the song Damage Done. And I also like the instrumental track, Ex Nihilo, or whatever, I can't pronounce the fucking name. Yeah, guys, I think it's a really good album. There's no clean vocals to it. I mean, it's a lot heavier approach than their last two albums, that's for sure. I mean, it kind of has a lot of influences from the Gallery and such, like mainly the technical lead guitar parts. I mean, am I comparing this to Gallery? Absolutely not. But I dug the style approach, the classic style approach. I mean, I don't know what else to say, guys. I think it's a really solid Return to Roots album, with more keyboard sound, which definitely fits pretty well with the album, is for sure. But, may have a little bit of filler, but not a lot. But I really enjoy this album, so yeah, I'm not going to go further detail because we have a lot more albums to go. So I'm going to go for a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's a really good record. So I guess this could be a start for Dark Tranquillity listeners. I don't know. Maybe it may be just me though, but I think it's a really good album. I don't know if it's my top 5 or not, but Damage Done, really good album. Check it out. That's all I have to say here. Alright guys, next up we got his Character, released January 24, 2005, off of Sintra Media Records. And we come to the point that this is my second favorite Dark Tranquillity album, behind the Gallery. I really enjoy this album. It's a lot heavier sound than Damage Done. It's very aggressive. I love the vocals. I really love the piano sounding work to it, the synthesizers and a lot of that. Got some great melodies, great riffs and such like that. A lot of great cuts too with tracks like The New Build, Through Smudged Lenses. Lost to Apathy is a wonderful fucking song. It's just a lot. It's very melodic, very aggressive too. I am not going to complain at all about this record. So, My Master's a great one. One Thought. MI1, really great track. Like, I pretty much like all tracks in this album. I think it's a really great album. So, I guess I can go a little bit of details on the songs here about what I like about them. The opening track, The New Build, has some really great thrashy riffs. Lost to Apathy has really great melodies throughout. I'm not going to go details in every song because there's too much albums to go, but yeah, guys, I think it's a solid Melodeath classic for sure. So, yeah, guys, I am feeling a very strong 4 to 5, leaning towards a 4.5. I think it's a really great record. So, probably one of my favorites of 2005. I don't know. I thought 2005 is a pretty good year for metal for sure. So, yeah, guys, I actually really like this album. So, check it out. You know what? I think this is a perfect start for new Dark Tranquillity fans. Start with this album if you're new to Dark Tranquillity. Alrighty, next up we got is Fiction, released April 19, 2007, off of Napalm Records. Now, I think this album is pretty much the gateway of Dark Tranquillity listeners, including myself. This is the first album I've listened to. It may just be me, personally, but I think this album is as when I went through the discography, I used to love this album, but nowadays, I say it's solid. But compared to the last two albums, this one's a bit weaker. I kind of find this album a bit overrated nowadays, since the fact that this is probably their most popular album, especially with the song Misery's Crown, and maybe the track Terminus. Other than that, there's some few filler tracks here and there. Even though the production is good and such, I think they changed their tune a bit, where throughout the album it kind of sounds a bit like Soilwork a bit. I mean, it's got some really heavy cuts, like Nothing to No One, The Lesser Faith. I dug the song Terminus, Where Death is Most Alive. Misery's Crown's a great song. It brought back the clean vocals, which was completely absent from their last two albums. The Mundane and the Magic brought back the female vocalists as well. So, yeah, guys, it's far from terrible. I'm just let y'all know, it's far from bad. But I find this album a bit overrated, and I find their last two albums a lot better compared to this album. So, I'm not going to go to details in the song here because we have shit tons to go. So, I'm going to go for a solid 3 out of 5. Yeah, 3 out of 5. Maybe leaning towards a 3.5. Mainly because the really solid production and such like that. But yeah, I thought it's overall a decent album overall. I mean, it's not bad or anything. I can understand why many people rank this higher. As for me, I just feel like it sounded too similar to the last two albums, and it kind of sounds a lot like Soilwork with the drop beat tuning sounds and such like that. So yeah, guys, it's decent overall. It's kind of overrated, but it's not bad. Alright, next up we got is We Are the Void, released February 24, 2010. Back to Sintra Media Records. This album, just like their last album, sounds like Soilwork. Where it sounded a bit like Soilwork too much, where I kind of consider it as a ripoff. No, I'm not dissing Soilwork. Soilwork's a good band. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing them or anything like that. But this album, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I find a lot of their songs pretty boring, to be honest with you. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some really solid cuts like Shadow in Our Blood, In My Absence, Greatest Accusations, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is just filler, be honest with you. It just sounds like B-sides from Fiction. That's what I'm trying to say here. I mean, throughout the album, it just sounds really bland. It's a lot more predictable. Very generic songwriting and such. Like, I feel like the band has run out of ideas. Now, personally, I honestly think this is their worst album to date. I just kind of fell asleep listening to this album throughout. It's kind of boring. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of this record, so I'm going to go for a 2 out of 5. I mean, the reason why I didn't get this higher is because I only care for 3 songs. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad record or overall. That's why I didn't rate this lower. So, yeah, I'm kind of bored throughout this album. I mean, I'm not really going to go back to it, except maybe the few songs on there. 3 tracks on a 47-minute record, it's like, you can do better. You know, it's like, whenever your child gets a test and he didn't get a good enough score, it's like, nope, you need to do better. You still failed. That's how I feel about this record. So, moving on. Next up, we got is Construct, released May 27, 2013, off of Centra Media Records. Now, this has come to a point where I think this is the band's most underrated album. Why I think underrated? We'll get to that shortly. I kind of like this older elements they put out with this album, like some of the gother especially the keyboard sound to it, which kind of sound pretty good for the most part. Like with the songs, like I actually love the song Uniformity. Really great track. I like this gothic type sounding approach to it with the keyboards and this haunting sound to it. I just thought it fits well to it. It kind of feels like I kind of compare it. It's like Projector, but a lot better. Like it's a lot more experimental and such like that. I feel like Michael's clean vocals sounded a lot better than ever with this album, even though I think there's 3 tracks that has it. It's Uniformity, What Only You Know, and State of Trust. Speaking of State of Trust, I like the synthesizers here on the interlude and such like that, and many others. I think this is the band's shortest album, as far as I know of, so yeah. I find this album pretty underrated, so I'm feeling a 3.5 out of 5. I actually dug this record. For some reason, many fans don't like this album, and I don't understand why. Many people put this as their worst album, and I strongly disagree. I thought this album is much better than We Are the Void by any means. In fact, I think it's a bit better than Fiction, to be honest with you. So, if you listen to this album and you didn't like it, give it another try. You know, I don't get why many people don't like this record, but I dug this record. I think it's really solid. I do like this haunting sound to it, so yeah, that's why I consider this as their most underrated album, because a lot of people don't like this album, and I don't see why, so yeah, that's why I said it's their most underrated album. Next up, we got is Atoma, released November 4, 2016, off of Centra Media Records once again. As you may know, this is the band's very first album without the founding member Martin Henriksen, who left the band because he lost passion of playing music. It's replaced by Anders Eirers, who was previously from the band Tiamat, and Sarah Minchell Oath, which is a band before In Flames started. So, yeah, he's the older brother of the former bassist from In Flames, Peter Eirers, so just to let y'all know. And this is the last album with Nicholas Sutton, who left the band in 2020. So, yeah, there's a lot of lineup changes during around this period. This album, I say it's solid. It's pretty good. It's a little longer. Like, I do like the song Atoma with this clean vocals. I feel like this album had more clean vocals than their last few albums from Dark Tranquillity. It has some heavier moments. It's got some gothic moments and such like that. I do like the song Merciless Fate with this gothic sound in the interlude of the sound with the clean vocals that's sung by Michael Stein. I definitely love this sound of it. It's very executed pretty well. So, yeah, guys, it's really well produced. Great songwriting too, so I'm not going to go to further detail. I do like the bonus tracks, especially with the song like The Absolute. I kind of like this, I don't know what it's called, this Nine Inch Nails approach to it, with this Nine Inch Nails sounding production, with this industrial rock approach. I actually dug that. So yeah, guys, I think this is a very refreshing album, probably their most refreshing one, and I kind of like this approach. So I'm also going to go for a 3.5 to 5. I think it's a really good record. So yeah, guys, solid album. That's all I have to say here. Next up we got is Moment, released November 20th, 2020 off of Centra Media Records. Now, this album had another lineup change. This is their first album with Johan Rendeholz, whatever his last name is. He is previously from the prog band Andromeda. They're a progressive metal band, and also Non-Exist as well. And this is their last album with Anders Jiva and Anders Iris, who would leave the band in 2021, and their only album with Christopher on it, who was previously from the band Arch Enemy, and they brought back this as a 6-piece band as well. So, but this album has a lot of great cuts. I think this is probably their strongest album in a very long time, with amazing tracks like Phantom Days, Identical to None. I just love this Judas Priest sounding approach with the melodies and the riffs and such like that. It kind of has a standard traditional heavy metal sound to it. Remaining the Unknown has a solid gothic sound as usual from the clean vocals with this Peter Steele sounding vocals. I noticed this album has a lot more clean vocals than the last few albums. Like each album goes, it has a lot more clean vocals. And it feels like Michael Staine's vocals sounded better each time. And yeah, I actually quite dug this album from start to finish, so probably one of their strongest albums in quite a long time. And it's got some, I also like the closing track in Truth Divided, which is entirely sung clean vocals, which, well, he kind of did on the, he actually did in the 2 tracks from Atoma, but those are bonus tracks. So yeah, I kind of like this more refreshing sound to it. It's a lot more refreshing than the last album, and I think it's pretty great. So I'm feeling a 4 to 5, leaning down towards a 3.5. Maybe because it's not one of the best albums I've heard of 2020, but I think it's a really great album and it's very refreshing too. So there's that. Alright, now last one we got is End Time Signals, released August 16, 2024 off of Centra Media Records. Once again, their first album to feature Kristen Jansen and Joachim Strandberg on both on basses and drums. This is the point where I think this is the band's most emotional album to date. It's one of their most touchier albums too, especially the fact that this is pretty much a tribute to their former member Fredrik Johansson, especially with the tracks like One of Us Is Gone, which is basically a tribute to him and such like that. And it's got some really heavier tracks too, like Unforgivable, Mutual Fire and such. I know there's less clean vocals too, but it kind of fits well. Like, the clean vocals definitely fits well depending on the song and such. So, yeah, guys, it's got some really solid riffs and such. Is it as strong as the last album? Probably not. But I think it's a pretty good record overall. Yeah, it's just another Dark Tranquillity album. They are very consistent to their sound too. It's very consistent sound, so I can't really prescribe as much. That's why my reviews on these albums are a bit shorter than usual. So I go for a 3.5 to 5. I think it's a really good record. I don't know what else to say. Definitely their most touchy album by far. Definitely a great tribute album to Fredrik Johansson. Great songs as well. So yeah, if you're a Dark Tranquillity fan, you'll definitely like this album, that's for sure. So there's that. Okay, guys, so that is my ranking every Dark Tranquillity album. I know the reviews for most albums are shorter is because Dark Tranquillity is one of those bands that keeps it very consistent to their sound. Like, okay, why my In Flames videos longer is because they changed their sound a lot. Like, they went from Melodeath to fucking butt rock. Now, with Dark Tranquillity, they never put out a butt rock album at all. Like, there is no albums I consider as terrible. Now, between the two, which band is better, In Flames or Dark Tranquillity? It kind of depends here. Like, as for the early stuff, I would say In Flames. As for the newer stuff, I would say Dark Tranquillity. So yeah, there's that. It kind of depends here. So yeah, guys, they're very consistent to their sound, so that's why it's a little shorter. Now, I don't know what's next here. I'm thinking about doing Halloween because they have a new album coming out, and I'm thinking about doing At the Gates as well. I don't know which one I'm doing first. So yeah, guys. So that's the video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. So if y'all enjoy this video, subscribe for me for more content and all that bullshit. And whoa, what's that popping up on my screen? Check those videos out, whatever's popping on screen. But anyways, guys, that's the video. Hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to go ahead and get the fuck out of here. So I'm out. See y'all later.